Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I have my Lush Valentine's Day haul for you. I didn't get the entire range because there were quite a few products that I actually didn't like, so I didn't bother buying those ones. I know a lot of people go crazy for the unicorn horn bubble bar, but it's just not for me. I'm not that keen on lavender, and I mean, it's pretty to look at, but that's about it for me. So I'll show you the things that I did buy. I also bought a couple of other things that aren't in the Valentine's Day range, which I will show you at the end. So I'll start with the shower gel, well, the shower cream I should say. This is Prince Charming, which I've actually used quite a few times before and I absolutely love. Now, it does kind of smell like Turkish Delights, which is strange because I really don't like Turkish Delights, but I love the smell of this, so that's kind of strange. So this has pomegranate juice and grapefruit oil, and it just smells incredible. I got this in the smallest size because it was quite expensive. I think it was like $5.95 or something. It just smells so good. It's also a shower cream, so that means it's really moisturising, which is great as it's been rather nippy and cold and my skin just feels a bit dry at the moment basically, so that is good. On to the bath products. I have 2 bubble bars and then the rest are bath bombs. So the first one is kind of cute. Now I'll be honest, I'm not huge on the whole emoji thing. I don't really use them very often at all, to be honest. Very rarely I use an emoji. But I do think that's very cute. It kind of smells weird, I don't know. Oh, and I can't remember what this is called. I will just check. So this is called Love Struck, which is obviously the heart shape, the heart eye emoji, which is quite cute. I do think for was it $4.95 or $4.25 or something? I feel like it could have been a bit bigger. It would have been nice if it was like a whole ball thing rather than just being flat, because I feel like you don't get that much product there, but that's just me being picky. It does kind of smell weird. It's psyllium lemon oil and geranium oil, which might be why I feel like it smells weird, because geranium's quite a bitter scent, I think. It's not one I've ever been particularly keen on. I couldn't really smell this in the store. The scent didn't come through very much, so that might be why I ended up picking it up. And obviously I will use it. I'm just not that keen on it. It's a very masculine scent. It's a little bit strange, but we'll have to see how we get on with that one. The other bubble bar that I bought is the Ladybird bubble bar, which they have brought out before. I don't know if it was new last year, but it was definitely the first time I'd used it, I think. And again, it's a bit of a strange scent, but I quite like this one. This is very pepperminty. Again, this has geranium oil in it, which is giving it a slightly bitter edge. But I feel like that works more with the peppermint than it does with the lemon scent, if that makes any sense. Yeah, that's quite nice actually. Right, onto the bath bombs. I have 4 from the Valentine's Day range, and then another one that I just kind of picked up on a whim because I hadn't used it for quite a long time and I absolutely love it. Let's start with the 2 that I've used before from Valentine's. So this one I believe is called Lavella, which is a much more sweeter kind of feminine scent. That I feel like this is more Valentine's-y to me. Valentine's-y? That's not a word. More Valentine's appropriate in my opinion. This has vanilla absolute and Brazilian orange oil, which is just so good. As far as I can remember from the last time I used this, it doesn't do a whole lot to the bath because it is just a big white bath bomb. And it's got these little cocoa butter hearts in it. If you have watched my Lush videos before, you'll know I'm not a huge fan of products that are packed with cocoa butter, as I tend to find they make the bath a bit slimy. But because this has only got a little tiny bit in it, I feel like that kind of, the balance was just right for me. So if you don't like a lot of cocoa butter or like an oily bath, don't be put off by the little hearts, because it's really not very much. Other one which I've used before is this big pink beauty, which is called Rose Bombshell. And I think that's got the rose jam scent, which is super strong and absolutely delicious. Like, I love this scent. I don't like products that are just rose scented because I feel like it's a bit too powdery. But this just has the sweetness in it as well, which makes it just so good. And it's actually really pretty as well. So this has got Rose Absolute and Sicilian lemon oil and geranium again. But I can't really detect the geranium, which is probably why I like this one a little bit more. But I think the lemon and the Rose Absolute just work really nicely together. It's such a sweet, like, I don't know, it just makes me think of Valentine's Day. And for the two new ones that they've brought out this year, as far as I'm aware they haven't brought these out before. This one is called, I think it's just called Cupid, which is a little heart with an arrow through it, which is pretty adorable. As soon as I smelt this in the store, it just made me think of like fresh tea. It kind of smells like fresh tea. I'm not sure if that's just me, but that's what I get from it. So this has got a lot of things in it. We have lime oil, bergamot oil, violet leaf absolute, which I think is what's giving it that kind of earthy tea scent, fresh raspberry juice, and rose petal powder, which I must say that concoction just works. I think the main things I can smell though are the violet leaf and the raspberry. So it's kind of a bit like fruity tea, but it's good. Lastly, for the Valentine's bath bombs, we have this one, which is rather bright and colourful, which is called Over and Over. Now this is kind of a newer concept for Lush, I think. They've started bringing out these ones that are kind of dipped in the bath melt kind of solution to give it like a rolling effect in the bath, because obviously this part doesn't dissolve as quickly as the bath bomby bit, so it just kind of makes it roll around. Oh, it's so good. I think they did one at Christmas called Never Mind the Ballistic, which was pink and yellow, and I really liked that one. It was just, again, just the right amount of butter to bath bomb ratio for me, so it wasn't too oily. And this smells really good because it has lime oil in it. And if you watch my channel regularly, you will know that Calacas is my favourite Lush scent. So obviously I love anything with a whole lot of lime in it. But this also has fennel in it, which gives it kind of a more grounded, earthy scent than Calacas. It's not got that sugary sweetness. I just love anything with lime. The other bath bomb that I picked up that wasn't in the Valentine's range was Fizz Banger, just because I haven't used one for absolutely ages, and I always forget just how much I love the scent of this one. It's just so fresh and like zesty, and it just really lifts my mood. It's like fizzy, kind of like a really citrusy, sweet, fizzy apple, if you can imagine that. I don't describe things very well, to be honest. And I think this one has popping candy in it as far as I can remember. But I just absolutely love Fizz Banger. And the final thing I bought, I haven't used one of these for absolutely ages, but basically I've been having like really bad problems with my scalp at the moment. It's just really dry and like it looks really irritated. Like, it's not itchy or sore or anything, but it just looks irritated. So I'm not sure if it's something to do with the chemicals or anything in like the shampoos I'm using or something like that, because I can't think of what else it would be. It's just come on quite suddenly. So I thought I would have a look at Lush's shampoo bars, because I know I've used those before and they've always worked really nicely and they also last ages. So I just thought I'd see if they had one that was particularly good for an irritated scalp. And also they don't have any of the nasty chemicals in them, so that might help anyway. So I picked up Honey I Washed My Hair Shampoo Bar, which obviously has the Honey I Washed the Kids scent, that scent family. Which I always forget again how much I like that scent. Which is, I probably would have picked up a Honeybee as well if they hadn't discontinued it. But yeah, now my hair can smell like honey, which is good. I spoke to the lady, it was between this one and, is it Soak My Float Shampoo Bar, which also said it was good for a dry scalp. But I asked one of the Lush ladies and she recommended this one over that one, which I was kind of glad of because I'll be honest, Soak My Float just smelled weird. It had all these like herby bits of grass stuff coming out and it just didn't smell very good. But I was willing to use that to fix my hair, well, my scalp, so. And hopefully this will sort out my scalp because it's really starting to get on my nerves. And these last for ages. So that is everything that I bought. There are obviously quite a few other products in the range that I didn't pick up, including one of the new wash cards, which they seem to be bringing out a lot of. They've brought out one out for Valentine's Day that is like kind of business card sized, but it's £2, which doesn't seem like a lot, but this thing is like tiny and I just feel like it would be a waste of money. I gave that a miss. I will say this soap smelt really, really nice and I was kind of tempted to pick that up, but I just have so many Lush soaps at the moment. I thought by the time I get around to using it, it'll be like next year or something ridiculous. So I gave that one a miss. But if you are more into the soaps, I would check that out because it did smell incredible. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.